Go.
Cheers, everyone. Welcome to Texas Toast Podcast, where we toast the best from Texas. And I get to do a double toast for this episode because I have AJ and Kendall from Love and Chaos. How are you doing? What's up?
Good.
Great. We're doing great.
Doing
How
great.
are you? It's good to see you again.
I know it's good to see y'all too. I think last time I saw y'all was running around doing all your great stuff that you do. It was at the T3R Awards. And like AJ, like every time I saw you, I was going to try to say like hi, but you were at it. You were in the zone running
Yeah.
around working hard. Both of y'all always working
Yeah.
hard.
It's a big task, producing that awards. I'm going on 5 years now. And it's kind of like Kendall's kind of been dragged into it. Whatever we need, with the national anthem sing, her to host, whatever's missing, they're like, we need a good, cute little girl, Oh no, I got it. Kendall, come here. So
I love it. I love
yeah.
it. Okay, so I'm excited because the reason why AJ and Kendall are here is because I about lost my mind. New album is out, Bless Your Idiot Heart, and I'm just going to tell a real quick story about my evening that I was able to listen to this, and I found that it was one of those days. It's middle of summer, it's hot. I'd been out around the pool, we had been doing stuff, running, just all the friends hanging out, and and plus just doing tasks outside. So I came in and I was just like, it was one of those get the Dr. Till's lavender stuff because man, I'm just hurting. And so I was trying to chill out and I started looking through my music and I found the album and I started listening and I about lost my mind. My relaxation was gone. Go get the turtle box. Let's crank this up. You got it.
That's awesome.
I was just eating. I was just like, oh my God. And I texted Kyle. It was like, this is like the best ever. So
Thank you.
so tell me, so tell me about what this album means to y'all.
It's definitely
A labor of love.
kind of a milestone, and maybe a bookend. I mean, I don't know, like just kind of it took 5 years or more. I mean, some of those songs are 6 or 7 years old. But then obviously we planned on releasing it during the pandemic. And then the pandemic, we were like, should we put this out? And it was really hard how do we promote this record? And people were releasing things during the pandemic, but we chose, we didn't want to just put it out. And we were like, you know what? Some sign from above has given us a pass to like hold the album and maybe see if we can make it better, and then, and we did. And then it's a song like Sober would have never showed up on the album. We're thankful for that. Like, Kendall wrote that and brought it to me, and I was like, this is one of the best things you've ever written. And it's just, the album just kind of got really good. And then we were going to release it last year. And then we started touring a lot and playing, and it just kind of, we haven't had time to get in the studio. And
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah, no, I mean, it's just every time we were like about to put it out, something kept us from doing it, whether just felt like the timing wasn't right, or we had written a new song and we're like, oh man, this has to go on the album, or even like we revisited the album, like this song doesn't really fit on there anymore, and
yeah,
I had another baby somewhere in the middle of all of it, and they were just like, every time it was about to come out, something pulled us back. And then each time we waited, the songs, I guess, the more we played them, took on a whole different kind of sound and life of their own as they kind of set and kind of came into their own. So it was really amazing. We didn't release it when we first thought we were going to, because I don't think it would have been near as good as it actually came out to be.
yeah.
So.
Yes.
And we go ahead.
Go ahead, AJ.
I was going to say, we had already gotten into kind of the third quarter, going into the third quarter of the year. We had a frank discussion going, you know what? It's going to be last year in 3 months. Let's put it out in January 2025. And then we were like,
No.
What are we doing?
I mean, like, waiting.
Yeah. Like, what are we waiting on?
Aw.
And I think a lot of it had to do with kind of like, it's kind of symbolic of, we really needed to get this out before we can move on to other things. So we, like saying, we were bringing in other songs, and we were like, does this fit with this album? Because, when you get, as anybody knows, like a new song, you get excited. You're like, this has got to go, we're going to put this on. And then, we actually felt like the record already taken shape, and we were kind of like, we written a couple new songs. We were like, these fit on the album. We were like, no, they don't. So then we were kind of like, okay, we need to stop everything and put this record out before we can move further with new material, So it's very cathartic, I think, for us for this album to finally be out and be behind us so that we can move forward.
Hmm. And Sober is one of my favorites on the track. I love the line in there, push through this love hangover. I
Yes.
never thought about that love hangover thing. So that's such a beauty. And then go to Crumbling and I mean, like, but all of these songs at some point in relationships can be so relatable to so many people. Like I look at different times in over anyway, yeah, Crumbling,
Yeah, thank
that's
you.
missing a piece, you were missing too, and you come together, but still yet, it's kind of like that. You get scared. Yeah, that whole fear thing. Yeah. So
It's all fragile.
Crumbling,
Yeah.
another good one. Yes, another good one.
And I love what I loved about when Kendall brought the sober song to me. I love the play of words on, the sober and just, how, I mean, it didn't say in the song, but like, it does kind of in another way, but like, how when we fall in love with something, you get drunk on somebody's love. You're drunk, you're high on it. And, you don't want to be sober. You want to be drunk on that love and you want to stay drunk. But then when the relationship kind of gets toxic and turns sour, you know, and then but you still want each other, and I just love the play of words. She was like, this song's not really that great yet, it's not that. I was like, are you kidding me? This is like one of the best things you've ever written. So I couldn't wait to get on that song. And as far as produce, and if you go back and listen to it, it has all kinds of tones of, there's some 90s alt in there, there's some folk in there, there's some
Mhm.
you know darker stuff in there. It's a mood for sure.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, and then you move on over there to Preacher's Daughter.
Yeah.
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 That
Yeah.
is just
Yeah. That don't fit. That doesn't work everywhere. But the same thing. We sat. We had this song and we had this idea, and I had this slide guitar, and we were like, "What does this song sound like?" And then we started playing with the lyrics. And we talked about. We were like, "Okay, we have 100 songs about relationships, but what if we took the relationship? What if we went in a time machine and took it to like an 18th century, 17th century slave era? Um, before.
Well, I just think like for us, especially in this day and age, everyone is like much more accepting of interracial relationships,
Mhm.
sex relationships. Everybody, it's very love wins time. And, I just kind of, we were like thinking about it. It's like, that stuff like this has been going on forever, but no one ever spoke about it back, especially like in the 18th century or whatever. And so we're like, what would have happened had this been some scandal? Had there been an interracial relationship, back then, because the truth is, love is love. And
Yes.
And we were also thinking kind of like what when we were writing, we were like, what could be the most forbidden love that could exist? And that would be a preacher's daughter, white
Preacher's
girl from
Daughter.
Georgia,
Mhm.
falling for a slave. I mean,
Mhm.
that's you know hang them,
Uh,
drown them in the holy water. That's what it says. That's what they would do.
Yeah.
But now, I think just hopefully we've moved forward and more accepting, even if it's all that unrest still exists. But I think hopefully I don't know. We didn't really, we didn't, it's not a political song. It's just it's a love song about forbidden,
Yeah, I
absolute
mean, really,
forbidden
we
love.
didn't
Yeah.
write it to just be a political song, or really to make a statement other than like, that doesn't matter where you are in time, there's always been that you love who you love. And
that's exactly right.
and that like basically love conquers all, no matter even if people don't approve of it. So
Yeah. And then, but when we got done with it, we were like, wow, this is heavy. And then we were like, is it just us? And then we let other people hear it. And they were like, bro, that's heavy. I mean, and the whole record's heavy like that. Sober and Crumbling, all them, they're all, I mean, Landmines.
Happy record.
It's a heavy record. I mean,
Oh yes, Landmine. That's another one. Oh wow. And
yeah.
just yes, the sound on that, and then it was something just like so, I don't know, it was almost like I felt like, Kendall, when you were singing, like I was sitting right there with you, and like just, it's like one of those songs you can just imagine it as you're listening to it and it
Yeah.
progresses.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we thought about if we could afford a killer budget, we'd make it like a huge Michael Bay video, like with war scenes and crashing helicopters and everything. But
Yeah.
but
We need to make some more money before we do
yeah.
that.
Well, maybe, and now with AI you can dream up
That's
anything.
true. That's
Well,
true.
that is true. Yes,
Mhm.
absolutely. And then you have a song about music,
Oh, the
The
curse.
Curse. Hmm.
Yeah. That is crazy song. Like I started writing that song like years and years, like before I had kids, like I mean like years ago. And at one point I brought it to AJ and he didn't really respond to it. So I like just kind of stuck it in a drawer, didn't think about it for a really long time. And then years later, I was like, I know I brought this song to you, this idea to you like a while back, years ago, but you didn't, I you didn't really respond. So I don't know if you like it, but like it's still like I think we need to do something with it. And so I played it again for him. He's like, you didn't play for that for me. And I was
Yeah,
like, yeah, I did.
it might have been a timing thing,
It's probably a timing thing.
yeah, because I didn't feel it, and I don't even remember her playing. Like I didn't remember her playing it for me, so maybe I didn't feel it that time. But when she brought it back, I was like, "Oh my God, that's great!" She goes, I showed you this song like a couple years ago. You didn't, I was like, well, cool." But that's what we do when we come to our writing process comes from just us sitting around going, "Hey, she has a bunch of ideas, and I have a bunch of ideas." We sit down and we're real honest with each other. We've been doing this now for going on 15 years. Like before, we used to be like nice and go like, "Yeah, that's cool," and then like really not like it, but just kind of to not start a fight. And then but now we're just we've gotten really good at going like, that's cool, but maybe that's for your album or that's for this. But if the minute we know that it's one of our songs, then we really go ahead first and dive into it and give it our sound.
Yes, your
And
sound,
that
that beautiful harmony and the sound. Oh my gosh.
But yeah, the curse is basically about having the gift of music and how, having it, the music business itself kind of the music bug bite you, kind of like you have such a love and a passion for it. But it's such a blessing to have that gift of music. But at the same time, it is probably one of the hardest,
businesses.
most tasking career
Sure.
choices you could make, because it's very extremely difficult to make it anywhere in this business or make money or
Late
any
nights
money, late nights
on the
on
road.
the road, you're away from your family, it's hard to build a home. I mean, there's so many things that really stack up against you when you choose this path. And honestly, there's so many times that you think, I really should have chosen something else. Like this is way too hard, or I should, and you try, but you always end up going back to music.
Yeah.
So it's this push pull of what the passion and love for being in the music business is, and what a challenge it can be, but it's also a gift at the same time.
Yeah, and we were all
Yes.
having fun with, like, again, we always, when we come up with these ideas, we're like, what does this song sound like? Because we trying to create soundscapes, like almost like a soundtrack of what we're seeing. And then we started playing with it, and then when you go to the end of the song, I think we were on the road or something. We heard Tusk by Fleetwood Mac, and we were like, how can we put that in here? I mean, so if you go back and listen to the end, we borrowed a lot from Tusk, because it's just it's such an epic, it's just an epic sound the way it has, I don't know, it's hard to, this is the first time we've actually talked about the album with you in depth. So
Wow.
so,
Wow.
so yeah, so when you're sitting there asking, when we're trying to voice what we thought when we did the record, we're just now, we're trying to figure out what that is ourselves, with you, along with you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so nice.
Yeah.
Well, it's a beauty, that's for sure. And last but not least, we got to talk about, and it's hard for me not to sing the lines to Bless Your Idiot Heart. That's
Yeah.
such a sing-along song. So there's your title track. Why did y'all choose that one? Well, I think it's kind of obvious, but I'll let you explain.
Yeah. As far as Shoes Out for the title track,
Hmm.
yeah, I think, when somebody tells you, it's it's popular culture phrase now, but, somebody tells you like, oh, bless your heart. I mean, you're kind of like,
Yeah.
it's not positive,
It's not good, not good.
Yeah.
And then, at first we started with like, bless you. And we started like, just let's play off of that and bless your heart. And then it was like when somebody, like, when you're really mad at somebody, you're like, you don't want to just say bless your heart. You're going to be like, when you're mad at somebody, you're like, why are you so stupid? Like you get aggressive and you're like,
Yes,
bless your
true.
idiot heart. You're such your stupid heart and your stupid idiot brain. But we don't say stupid. So idiot seemed a little more poetic, I guess. I don't know.
So
But,
it's so good.
if you listen to the lyrics to that, it's just saying like, no one loves you like I do. So take back it basically, and that's a play on how we get comfortable hurting the people we love with words. And it's crazy
Mhm.
how it's words. I mean, sometimes words hurt more or as much as, actual physical, you know, violence, whatever you want to call it. And I think
Mhm.
Bless Your Heart is kind of just, it's a song about frustration lo- towards loving somebody that you love so much. And
Have you ever wondered how artists like Treaty Oak Revival, Red Clay Strays, and Aaron Watson maintain the high quality and high demand for their merchandise? CH Lone Star Promo is the answer. Created in Texas to serve Texas artists, and they're currently offering 15% off on all merch orders from musicians. Visit chlonestarpromo.com to get started and tell them Texas Toast sent you.
I was reading the other day that it takes at least $1 million to break an artist. That's a ton of change, and it can feel overwhelming. But with social media leveling the playing field, you just need an effective strategy to release your music. Check out Release Rocket to ensure your single does not die after release day. You've already put time, effort, and tons of money into writing and recording your album. Let the guys at Release Rocket keep your new release alive.
we set it to a nice, happy beat. And so it's kind of
Yeah.
confusing.
Yeah, I know. It's like sing along, but it's
Like
I mean
toe
it's
tapping.
yeah.
And you're like, oh, this is a
Yeah.
happy song. You're like, no,
I
this is
mean
not a happy song. So
yeah, but yeah, so seriously, so yeah, I just y'all's voices together, and of course, y'all are so talented at producing, both of you. And so, tell me about the production time, or just some moments that you're producing and you hear something and it's like, wow, that's really good, or just kind of some of those special moments.
that comes from
Yeah.
us just making records
Well, I mean,
together.
I think we had a lot of special moments in this because we have revamped the songs so many times, like I mean, I think uh whenever Sober came to life with the real
Mm,
production value and the violin, like hearing that like kind of as a finished product or almost finished was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, 'cause
yeah,
when it
like,
started, it was just kind of guitar and
yeah.
drums and
And
bass.
hearing how that song really evolves from, in fact, when I started writing it, I called AJ and I was like, you know, I'm not near as a skilled guitar player as he is at it. And I was like, I have this song and I don't know what it is, but I just like have this chord in my head, but
Yeah, she
I don't
couldn't
know
figure out
what
the
it,
chord.
I
Yeah,
couldn't figure out the chord. It was like a very awkward part,
like a minor
like
sus chord.
something I don't
uh-huh,
even
uh-huh.
know. But I forgot where I was dating with that. But oh, that's what I was saying. Like it wasn't even, it was just so like kind of raw and then in our heads, and then it just the production value it took on and became how it became its own was incredible.
Yeah, we started going like, hey, what if we put lush string symphony behind it? And we were like, is that a little like vain and decadent? And we're like, we can, you know what? We produce our own records. We can do whatever we want.
That's it.
Well,
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
yeah, and like how many times we redid the vocals over the years because we re-sang them, which it could make the sound completely different. And I mean, even Rather Be Alone, we changed up and redid till the very,
Very
very end
end.
of this
Yeah.
album. So seeing how that song really started to where it's become was a really,
Yeah.
really unique process.
It's been very cool to like, that's why it's almost like a sense of relief. We're just like, because we're like, it's been so long since we've been working on this album for it to actually just be out and wash your hands and be like
Right.
it belongs to the world now. It's no longer ours to like pick
Hmm.
at it. You know what I mean? Like, it's a huge sense of relief. And we've released EPs and singles, and they're easy. Like, hey, we like this song, put it out. Cool.
Yes.
But this is our first and only, as of album full length album as a body of work that we were kind of like, let's make this a body of work that kind of stands the test of time. Hopefully 20 years from now, it'll be a classic, you know, offering from us. So, and I think, I mean, we don't know yet because we're not there. We haven't written anything. We don't know where we're going to go moving forward, but I think it's the definitive Love and Chaos. That record is, I think we finally, that's what Love and Chaos is. So
Yes.
we're proud of it, you know?
Yeah.
If we never
Yes.
do anything as great or do anything else, like we'll have that, you know, we'll have that. So we're happy
And
about
so,
it.
and I saw where y'all had the big album release party. That was exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was cool. And that's another thing. We'd never played the whole album in its entirety. So some of those songs we never even played them live. So
Oh,
play
wow.
them in front of an audience that you know not yet. I mean, they were sitting on the record for a little bit. They were checking the songs out. Probably, I'm sure it was out a few days before the party. But yeah, it was cool
Yeah,
to hear
never played a
sober.
lot of
Like,
them live.
yeah,
Whatever.
when we finished sober, we were like, oh, that was heavy. I mean, like,
Yeah.
because we never played it live ever. Like, we just
True.
recorded it, you know. So that was heavy too. And then, you know, the fan base, our fans here in Austin have been so patient and good with us. I mean, half of them were like, these songs ain't new because you know, they've been hearing us play these songs about half of the album for years now. So, but at the same time, the songs are new in the sense of the way they sound on the record. And now here we are now chasing the fire, we want to emulate, you know, the record when we play it live. So we're trying to like make it sound like the record because we think the record is great. I like going to see bands that kind of play their songs like the record. I like a little bit if you can go off the cuff a little bit. Like I want to hear it like I grew up. Like when I hear Journey, I want to go hear Journey sing it just like the record because I want to sing along. So
That is
we're
true.
those kind of people, you know.
That is true. So what else is on your agenda and your schedule? Like as far as shows coming up, I didn't have a chance to look at your schedule because I was just so obsessed with talking about this album. So I was gonna let
Yeah.
y'all talk about that.
We have a lot coming up. We'd have like we're playing a festival called Western Days in Louisville, which has a really great big bill on it. I think there's like 10 stages, a lot of stages, and it goes on
Uh-huh.
3 days. So Louisville, like a little north of Dallas, we're playing another festival, River Revival
River Rock Festival in New Braunfels.
New Braunfels. Yeah, we
It's a
have
lot of dates. We're doing a visit Austin at the convention center
yeah.
here in Austin.
Um,
We're kind of just darting around everywhere, you know, because we got a record to promote now. Before we were
Yeah.
just like, hey, let's just get in the van and
Yeah.
play. You know what I mean? Now we got to actually get people to. We made the record. Now we got to actually people to get them to like it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Got that nice little baby. I'm sure everyone's gonna love it as much as I love it. And so AJ, I have to tell you too, I just love to watch you do your little cooking things that you do.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what's going on Instagram because it's weird. All the socials they react different, right? So like, you know, on Facebook we have like, which you know we're not like super viral or anything, but we have like 38,000 followers on Facebook, and then Instagram wasn't taking off, and I was like, what's going on there? And then like we had like 4,000 followers, and now like literally overnight we have like almost 11,000 followers just because you know one of the videos some stuff goes viral. But that's all you need is a couple viral videos and you're fine. And then
Yeah.
but it's mostly just because my daughter just wouldn't. My kids would not eat anything, and I was like,
So cute.
I mean, up until they were like 10 years old, they all ate was mac and cheese and chicken fingers. And I was like, I was telling Casey, I was like, are we failing? I think we're failing, right? So this is what they call failing at parenting. So I was like, well, how can I get these kids to eat this stuff? So I was like, I started a cooking show on my own, and my daughter, she loves being in front of the camera. She's like, can I get in front of the camera? And then I was like, she's like, I'd be grilling some onions. She'd be like, that smells good. It's like she started figuring out what's in it, and then now she eats everything. She eats seaweed paper, which I wouldn't even eat that stuff. Yeah, she eats it like straight out of the bag. I'm like, that's gross, but it's widened their palates, both of them. You know, Rocco doesn't
That
get the camera a lot. He's not. He's an introvert. Has no interest in being in the camera. So once in a while, I can get him to come out. You know, but the other one, all about the camera.
that's a great idea.
Yeah, and
'Cause
it worked. It literally, I don't care if it's viral or big. It worked. Like it's a great way to
Yes.
share me and my daughter, just, we can look back years from now and
Well, AJ is
at these
also
videos.
probably the most creative person with taking anything that's in the fridge and making it into something delicious.
Yeah,
I
we do it
know that
on
is
the
so
road all
I
the
don't know
cool.
time.
how he does it though, because I'm always like, I had nothing to eat in my fridge. He's like, let me see.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
We always eat on the road, and I'll make something from whatever's
Mm-hmm.
around. That just came from
Mm-hmm.
my dad. My dad was very frugal, and I mean, he didn't waste anything. And we lived on a farm in Alabama, so uh, there was no waste of any kind. So my dad would take whatever's in the fridge and the cupboards and make amazing dishes out of them. And I think we all grew up, you know, admiring that. And believe me, I'm now become my dad because I hate wasting food. We don't waste food.
I know, me too.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we eat everything. They hate it sometimes. They're like, Dad, beans and salad don't go together. I'm like, eat that. So, yeah, so now it's like
But
we eat everything.
then you, but we're gonna make it go together. Yeah, I love that. And so, Kendall, how's your summer been with your family?
It's been great. Uh, my boys are just keeping me on my toes. I wish that they would eat what I cooked as well, but I don't think they're not quite old enough to get the gist of that yet. So we're still on the chicken nuggets train, but they're great. They're just, they're back getting back into school, back into
Mm-hmm.
sports,
Yeah,
all of the things.
she's straight boy mom now. She's boy mom all the way.
Yeah.
She's their sports Uber driver. Takes them to the because my sister's the same way. Just like basically, you're their driver and you drive them around to all their little sports games and
It's a lot.
yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot. I remember those days, and especially after my daughter got into high school because she played volleyball and she was a cheerleader. They played volleyball on Friday nights. Can you believe that? The volleyball games were on Friday, so they could be at home playing volleyball, and there's an out of town football game, or vice versa. We're out of town playing volleyball, then we have to get back for the games.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's good
Wow.
times, good memories, and it goes by fast, y'all. It goes by so fast. It really does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
I know.
we're in the middle of it, so I'm enjoying it. I love being with my kids and being home. It's a great time because I know my brothers have older kids and they're like they don't want to hang out. They're out the door. I mean, so they want to hang out with me, so I'm gonna cherish that while I can.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Look at you two doing it all. Got the new album out, taking care of the family, cooking, getting creative. Y'all are just amazing. Congratulations on a super album. And I love the story about how y'all just finally had to say, let's just get it out. Let's just
I mean,
check. Let's get
the
it
fact that
out.
we're having this
Yes.
conversation right now about this record is a huge accomplishment for us
Yeah.
because we literally for a month. I mean, we're not even talking about a day. For a month, we were like, it's coming out in January, and we were like, and I think we were having a conversation with somebody, maybe somebody in our band, and they were like, "What? Why? Like, put that damn thing out
It's
now."
so good.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, that's right. That's
And
right.
and now that it's out, like now, like we just told you earlier, like it needed to come out because we couldn't really move forward as artists until it came out. It was kind of like a
Hmm.
just a dam holding the
Yeah.
water back, and and now are we a floodgate of ideas? No, we're not. I mean, I think we were kind of burnt a little bit on just making that record, and you know,
I
that's the
think
good
we
thing about
both have plenty of ideas just like sitting there ready to be explored, but
we're not
like
our brain's not there right now. So
it took a lot of hard push this past 6 months to get it out.
yeah,
So
and then on top
sure.
and pile as anybody knows, if you pile real life on top of that, it's like it's easy for people to go, why aren't you writing, or why aren't you in the studio, or why aren't you doing this? Like finding a window to just be able to create where we got kids running around and the
Hmm.
house burning down and the cars it's like if you to truly be truly 100% creative, you truly have to be focused and just almost like meditation. You have to be the outside world cannot come in and bug you. You have to literally be you give your mind and soul and your heart fully to the song. So if you want to do it right, I mean, there's probably people out there that can do that. We're not those people. So
Well, you did this album right. That was one of those every now and then, it's like in all the years I've previewed music, it's like I'll just never forget that moment. The Yeah, I'll just never forget that moment. The first time I started listening to it, it was like, heck with this. So much for this relaxing. I'm getting the turtle box and jam it.
I
Everybody
love
needs to
it.
do that. Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you so
So
much. That means a lot.
Means a lot because
You know, because like I said, it's different from a lot of the previous stuff we've released. You know, it's its own unique kind of body of work that is, you know, different from stuff we have done in the past. So it's been a little scarier. I don't know, just
it's
you know,
just
we love it, but it's also kind of like we're
are we the only ones? Or
or is anybody, I mean, we're just curious how people are going to respond to it.
Because
You
it
know?
was so easy. It's so easy to release. Come Back to Bed, great love song. You know, about same thing
Mhm.
about trying to focus on pull it all in, and so you can focus on who you're with. Like it's a single, popped it out there, got a #1 out of that. That was great. Wildflower,
right.
throw that out, get to hang out with Willie Braun and drink vodka and sing on the mountain, and that was fun. But like, those are just little snapshots. You know what I mean? Of
Yes.
it's not like now it's I kind of it's kind of equivalent to like a movie director making like a Lord of the Rings, as opposed to making just a little music video. You know, a music video,
True.
and
Yes.
don't get me wrong, music videos now are big budget, but making a 3.5 minute piece of work or making a 1.5 hour piece of work,
Yeah.
Right.
that
Right.
encompasses a theme.
Yeah.
And that's we definitely we wanted to stay hard on the theme. We didn't want to have a weird like what's this song doing here? Like a Come Back to Bed or Wildflower wouldn't fit in
Hmm.
that
Hmm.
album. Because the Bless Your Idiot Heart, and that's why we called it Bless Your Idiot Heart. The theme and the tone of this record, I think, touches on love and chaos. How love can be chaotic.
I thought the
Yeah,
same thing. Yes. Yes.
it's
Yes.
totally like a movie. It's like you could call that movie Love and Chaos, Bless Your Heart. Like yeah, all the songs fit, and that's why I think it's a definitive Love and Chaos album because it truly is what Love and Chaos is. Writing songs about love being chaotic and being so in love with something that it scares you. Like, and that's I think we did it. I think we made it. I made that record. So,
Oh,
I would say
once
you
again, it's
did.
weird.
Yes.
It's weird talking about it for the first time. It's strange.
yeah.
So we'll
Well,
get better as we do more interviews.
I'm just so happy that y'all, that y'all were that yeah, that y'all came and came on and talked about it because
Yes,
you
absolutely.
should be so proud of this album. It's
Thank you.
really, it's amazing. Y'all are amazing, and I can't wait to see you in person next time we're down the road or whatever.
Yeah.
But good luck with everything coming up, and I'm gonna be jamming that album. But
Yeah.
thank you,
Thank you so
thank
much.
you.
Thanks.
Ew.
Yes,
We'll see you soon.
yeah. Again, Love and Chaos. Name of the album is Bless Your Idiot Heart. Thank you,
Thank you.
AJ and Kendall, so
Take
much.
care.
Thanks.